Have you ever wondered why we chase the shiny new toys instead of focusing on what really matters? In our hyper-connected world, we are constantly bombarded with all the latest gadgets and apps, and they all promise to enhance our lives. But sometimes it's like preferring the sparkly lure over the actual fish. But amid this digital frenzy, we often forget something incredibly simple, and that is that humans are analog, but at the same time, blending tech with traditional methods of mental cultivation can significantly improve our focus, resilience, and overall well-being. So today, we'll debunk some myths, we'll get geeky on some science, and show you how you can harness both the digital and the physical to not just survive the chaos of life, but make your ordinary absolutely remarkable. Let's begin. Have you ever struggled to get things done, feeling distracted? Well, maybe it's because your brain is full with digital stuffing, courtesy of doom scrolling and endless computing. That's digital overload. It's like stuffing your face at a tech buffet and then regretting the brain bloat later on. And Nassim Nicholas Taleb, the guy who wrote Antifragility, said the three most harmful addictions are heroin, carbohydrates, and a monthly salary. Now, he could have thrown in digital devices as well, but he wrote the book before digital overload was really seen as a thing. And I play with my dogs, not just to make this video a little bit less boring, but also because if I don't pay them attention, they will drop a muddy tennis ball into my crotch. To them, it's all about priorities. But seriously, these little breaks make for a better workday. The few short minutes, the bit of a laugh, clears the head, and these little pressure reliefs are scientifically proven to reduce stress and increase creativity and productivity. And the good news is that by stuffing our face less at the buffet of technology and balancing life, we'll get more work done faster and better.
And it's not that tech is the enemy, because when used correctly, it can enhance our mental well-being. But the tech today is so good and hacks our dopamine so well, it makes moderating screen times difficult. And these meat puppet brains weren't designed for the digital overload we experience daily. And neurologically, this constant digital bombardment can lead to decreased attention spans, heightened anxiety, and poor stress management. It's just like running too many applications on your computer at once. The system begins to lag, and so do we. But by understanding the impact of digital overload, we can start to take back control and reclaim our cognitive freedom.
Seriously, it's hotter in here than a squirrel in a sock. But it was Roosevelt who said, "A smooth sea never made for a skilled sailor." And he didn't say that with a mouthful of marbles either. Reflection and self-improvement isn't all Zen gardens and meditative chants. It's science, it's sweat, and often it's swearing. It's progressive, it requires consistency, and it's about setting a sustainable pace. The brain's plasticity allows it to reshape itself through meditation and mindfulness, literally. And how do you do it? You turn your phone off occasionally and you see if the world ends. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Doing something uncomfortable, enduring it, sitting in the discomfort is what brings the results. Now, it was Seneca that said we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. And the longer I stand here looking at the ice in this ice bath, the harder it will be to jump in. And that fear is not going to help me remember my lines. This icy dunk is like rebooting your computer. Everything runs smoother afterwards. Plus, the sheer absurdity of it is a reminder that sometimes, to feel alive, you've got to freeze your bits off. It's shocking, it's a bit mad, but incredibly invigorating. Facing discomfort head-on can literally chill your stress away. And science says the cold exposure helps regulate the stress hormone cortisol, so you're not just freezing, but you're biohacking. And living with this whole 1 minute a day of discomfort builds resilience that we can bank and use at any time in any part of our life. It's bloody hard work though.
Watching dogs chase their tails, you realise they are onto something. They instinctively know what we forget under piles of emails, and that is that play is crucial. Because like a good meme, play lights up the brain's reward pathways. And it's about finding joy in the small moments.
throw the ball, chase some joy, and maybe, just maybe, don't fetch that phone every time it beeps. I mean, do you own it, or does it own you? It was Marcus Aurelius who said, "You have power over your mind and not over outside events, and realize this, and you'll find strength." Now, I don't know if Marcus was an Android hero or an iPhone sheeple, but no one on their deathbed ever said, "Gee, I wish I was better at Candy Crush." So set boundaries, and your brain will thank you for it. When was the last time you saw a sunset without trying to capture it on your phone? Or enjoyed an amazing meal without Instagramming it first? Often, in our quest to stay connected, we miss the connection with the here and now. It's real life connections, like talking to a human without a screen in between, that really matter. And engaging with the world directly enhances mental acuity and emotional depth. And simple acts of unplugging can lead to profound insights about ourselves and our surroundings, making each moment genuinely Insta-worthy, but for our brain's memory banks and not our social media feed.
It gets so freaking cold in here, the Eskimos are literally handing out sympathy cards. But this isn't just a quirky party trick, it's a full-on mental boot camp. Think of it as shock therapy without the electricity, a thank you note for the wake-up call. It's proving that we can literally chill our way to mental toughness. And let's face it, if you can have a laugh while your body's in ice, what can't you handle? Well, probably spicy food in northern India, but that would be an entirely different therapy session. One of my favourite authors, Nassim Nicholas Taleb, said, "Antifragility is beyond resilience or robustness. The resilient resist shocks and stays the same. The anti-fragile get better." Just like shutting down those endless tabs on your browser gives your computer a break, this icy plunge is a hard reset for our mind. It's about realising we can survive and thrive without constant digital stimulation. After all, the best connection speeds are found in real time, in real life experiences. Like this one, which I'm glad is over.
So why do I put myself through this sauna torture? Yeah, because it's hard, but it also has scientific benefits. And the science has a fancy term for this, and it's called hormesis. Now, it sounds a bit like a Harry Potter spell, but it's actually our body getting stronger from a little bit of poison. Literally, what isn't killing us is making us stronger. And over time, we actually build this bizarre satisfaction in doing the tough stuff. It's like eating broccoli for the mental gains. And let's be honest, whoever got excited about eating broccoli? But pushing through hard things isn't just good for you, it makes the easy stuff feel like a breeze. And suddenly, that Monday morning meeting feels like a walk in the park. Unless you hate parks, and then it feels like sitting on a comfy sofa playing Mario Kart. So whether it's freezing my bits off in an ice bath or dying in here, it's not the heat, but it's our comfort zones burning away. So here's the thing. Doing the hard work, the stuff that gets your hands dirty and your heart pumping, is what life is all about. It's not about finding the easiest path. It's about making the path you choose worth the walk. And yeah, sometimes that path is as unpredictable as a dog on a possum chase. And sometimes you'll find a nice warm one to step in, it'll squidge between your toes. But it's the surprises, the stumbles and the sprints that make the journey thrilling. I mean, no one ever started a book with, "Actually today, like last week, things were kind of boring." Well, if you've made it through without falling asleep or chucking your phone out of the window, congratulations. You've just detoxed better than any juice cleanse, chanting Om, or numerous downward-facing dogs could ever achieve. But, like what Jordan Peterson said, what you aim at determines what you see. So what's the big takeaway? If you want more screen time, then go for it. But if you want a better life, it's time to chuck the digital dummy out of the pram and get real. Turn down the tech, do something that scares the pants off you, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find out that the best app for your life is a bit of good old-fashioned analog living. No updates required. So don't just survive the chaos, make it your playground. Go on, get out there and make your ordinary bloody remarkable, and make the most out of life. See you soon.